Hi all, Cindy Ownby from Women's Ministry Toolbox here. Wanted to create a quick video for you to talk about how to shoot video. Actually, I know a lot of you, as you're transitioning to doing ministry online during this time, are trying to figure out what's the best way to share videos with your women or involve videos in this transition. I think video is really important right now. Being able to see someone, to read their tone, to see their facial expression, just has a greater impact than the written word can have. So I want to throw a few tips for you. I'm trying to keep it simple and not overwhelm you, but I want to start with talking about your lens. So first of all, you've got to decide what kind of lens you're going to use. For most of you, it's going to be your phone. When you use your phone, though, make sure you clean your lens. You may want to set things up so that the camera is front facing, or you may want to shoot it so that you can't see the screen. Try it both ways. Depending on the model of your phone, one may have a lot crisper, clearer video than the other. So let's move on to number two. Whoop. Number two is light. You don't want your video to be dark. You want people to be able to see your face, and you want light that looks flattering on you. Now, admittedly, in my little studio here in the basement, I have some stand-up LED lights with rechargeable batteries in them that I use because I do this a lot. You, however, probably aren't going to want to invest in something, although I've got a couple small things you might want to throw in your Amazon cart if we're doing this for 8, 10, or even 12 weeks possibly. I'll show you those in just a minute. The very best free tip I can give you is to put yourself in front of a window. Let the natural light from a window shine down on you. If it's really bright, if you've got a sheer curtain, use that. Natural light is the best thing you can do. You can even go outside. I wouldn't sit in a bright light. I would find a spot in the shade. It's going to look a lot more flattering and won't bother your eyes as you're trying to talk to everyone. But lighting is really important. A couple little quick tips. So I have, it's in the box here, but I've got just a small little ring light. I'm going to share it on my Amazon store list so you can see it. I think it was like less than 10 bucks or something. Clips to the top of the camera. And then I also have, if I can grab it, it's connected. This, which has you can put your phone in the piece here, and you can turn that on. It's got like different light settings. You can play with it, make it brighter, make it darker. The key to this is it needs a battery source. You either need to plug it into your laptop, or you can plug it into one of those battery chargers. So it's got to have something to run it. Or actually, you've got those plugs too in the wall. You could plug that into one of those USB ports if you've got one of those. I use that quite a bit, and it was also not super expensive. So we've talked about your lens. We've talked about what kind of light you need so that you show up and people can see your face. Let's talk about location. Now, the first part of location is your background. Now you'll see I've got painted boards, stained boards actually behind me here that helps hopefully you to see me well, but there's not a lot of distraction. It's okay to film in front of a bookcase. It's okay to film outside. Just pay attention to the things that are in your background. If you are filming, for example, on Facebook, it's going to reverse the images. So if you have signs or prints with words on it, or even a t-shirt that has words on it, those are all going to be in reverse, and that's going to be distracting to your audience. So pay attention to what's behind you. Pay attention to hallways that are behind you. Are you going to have people who are going to be walking in and out, or dogs that are going to be passing through the background in your video screen? Little things like that can make a big difference and just bring your video to kind of that next level and make it for the best viewing experience for your women. So position. What position do you want to place your camera in? Now, please, I know you got those little pop socket things on the back of your phones, but your arm's going to shake, you're going to get tired, and you're going to start moving it up and down. And even if you don't realize it, you're going to be moving it a little bit, and it's going to feel shaky. I suggest, if you don't already have one, that you do invest in some kind of tripod. Or figure out, your kids may have something, or maybe you've got one of those things on the back that has the little leg on it. You know, stack it up on some books. Now, this honestly is my favorite tripod. I like it because it's got the little legs on it, but I like it a lot because it adjusts. And so I can sit in a chair and I can use this. I can go outside, I can sit on the steps, I can lower it up or down. The key to this is you don't want people to look up your nose. I see so many videos where people are shooting from down here and you're looking up there. The most flattering angle is to put it up here so that you're shooting down on somebody. So we don't want people looking up our nose while we're trying to talk to them or encourage them or share a Bible lesson with them. I know that sounded absolutely horrible, but it's honestly the truth. So consider the position of your camera or your phone, whatever it is that you're recording on. Now, sound is the last thing I want you to consider. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it basic. Lens, light, location, sound. Now, luckily, I am in a room that has padding on the floor and I've got everybody else quiet in the house. Chances are you're not going to be in a similar situation. So a few things you can do. You can go in a closet, and the clothes in the closet are going to act as a sound barrier, a soundproof box almost, if you will. You can put blankets on top of tables to help muffle sound as well if you're using any kind of external microphone. Most of you probably don't have one on hand. I do use one when I am filming things, but I think this is less than 20 or 25 bucks, and I will link to it in my Amazon store. See if you can see this. It's a little lavalier mic. Now, make sure it matches your type of phone and that it will work. I think this one's pretty universal, but just clip it. You can run the wire down inside your shirt if you don't want the cord hanging there because it bothers you or whatever. This will make a huge difference in the audio quality of your video. Think too about just background noise. You know, are your kids watching TV in the next room? Maybe you want to go outside. Or maybe it's much louder outside because the trash guys are coming by and they're picking up trash. Consider your background noise and try to minimize it in any way that you can. We're not aiming for perfection here, but I do want the time that you take to create video for your women to be valuable to them and to be worthwhile. It takes time to do this. Now, you may have a child that's at home right now because they're not in school, and maybe they're even willing to edit down your video, but you don't need to do all that. We all understand right now these are just different times than anything we've ever seen before. Just go live. And I want you to know, I don't like live video. I have resisted it for goodness, well over a year now. I know it's been something the Lord's been pushing on me and trying to get me to stretch and grow in. So if you're a person that this absolutely terrifies you, I totally get it. I have a trick and a tip that I think will help you. Set up a secret, you don't have to label it secret, but set up a closed group. Don't add anybody to it if you don't want to. My husband's in mine because I think at the time I had to add somebody to create it. I don't think you have to do that anymore on Facebook. Go into that group that no one else is a member of and practice. Set your camera up, make sure you're lighting, check your sound, and just practice what you're saying over and over again. You can play it back. I know it's painful to watch yourself and it can be really uncomfortable, but it will help you. You'll catch the things that maybe you had no idea were a distraction in your background, or you'll realize that, oh gosh, I need to smile more. And that's the last thing I want to leave you with. The camera does really suck our energy. So when you are speaking in front of the camera, whether it's live or you're recording it to share later with your ladies, you're going to want to boost your energy up. It's hard. Pretend they're sitting out there on the other side of the lens. That's what I try to do. But remember to smile. Remember to use expressions. If you had any drama training or drama class, pull that in and try to communicate how you're feeling so your women get a good read and they see your enthusiasm and your excitement if it's something you're excited about, or your compassion during these difficult times. I pray that these tips were helpful to you. One more time, because you know the teacher in me's got to do it. Make sure you clean your lens. Check it out first. Run some tests on it. Sit in front of a window. Get some good light on you. If you want to, you know, your son or daughter may actually have some kind of light or pop ring light that you can use. Ask them. Check your location. Make sure it's not distracting in the background. Make sure your position of where your camera is placed or your phone is placed is flattering and you're not looking up. And check your sound in the background. The great thing about shooting video is you can watch it, replay it. If you don't like it, you can do it again. Facebook Live, can't really do that. However, like I said before, people are really understanding during this time, and they are just going to be really excited to see your face and be able to connect with you because they miss you. They miss being part of the church community right now. They miss their Bible study ladies. So take those tips, please. Utilize them the best you can, and don't worry about being perfect. We're not aiming for perfection here at all. We're aiming for connection.